Hello YouTube, it's Part of the Run, and we are back here with another video. Now you can see that we are back in the World War I mod for Hearts of Iron 3. This is now version 0.06, and I've developed interest in the mod again. Not that I ever didn't like it, but I just haven't been playing much Hearts of Iron recently, which is part of why there have been no episodes. And I'm going to start preparing in the background because I'm not going to be hitting the play button for a while, so I might as well start getting some of this stuff done. And you guys will see what I'm doing, and I'll talk about it once I know this little intro. But yeah, I've been getting interested in this mod, in playing this mod again, and so I thought that I would just make another series of this. Now, it's going to be different than last time around, and yeah, now I'm having a bit of trouble thinking while I do all this stuff. Okay, come on. God, now I completely lost my train of thought. This is kind of bad. Alright, so basically, the overview is I'm going to be trying to achieve a strategy more similar, or more, in a way, historically accurate. Of course, you know, Germany lost the war, so we don't really want to recreate that, but I'm going to be attempting to follow the original Schiefflin Plan, or Schiefflin, I can't remember how it's spelled, a bit better this time. And so what that plan called for was essentially delaying action against Russia with a few troops and a rush on Paris through Belgium to force France to capitulate, and then they would turn towards Russia and whack them. The saying was Paris for lunch, St. Petersburg for dinner. At least that's something I heard in the forums. I'll pretend that's official. Now, as far as the colonies go, we're not going to waste time fighting for them. It's just a waste of resources the way it's set up in this game. It would be cool if they could change it to make there be a bit of an incentive to actually hold on to them. But at this point, all that happens is you waste IC building convoys and you get little to no resources. So they're really just a waste of your time and effort. Now let's see, let's make sure I went through this right. And then the other thing that's important is I'm going to be, what's it called? Let's make sure that we're going there. Yeah, I'm going to be recording this just in large sessions whenever I feel like playing it, and I'll split it up into different episodes. So don't expect there to be, like, what am I trying to say, like introductions at each episode. You know, the breaks might be a little bit awkward, hopefully not. But I want to try and put this into a bit shorter videos because my videos have like an average view, like watch time of just a few minutes. It's kind of fluctuates between like 3 and the highest seen as like 5 point something by my rough calculations. So essentially what it means is that people are watching the beginning of my videos, at least most of them, and then moving on, or something like that. So I'm going to try and keep them a bit shorter. Maybe it'll stay more in people's attention spans, and it also theoretically makes me get more views. Not that that helps me because I'm not putting ads in the videos, so it doesn't really matter all that much. It also makes it a bit easier to upload, which means I can upload more videos, so it'll actually be easier to produce a higher volume of content if the videos are shorter. So that's going to be the story of this. I'll be doing large recording sessions and breaking it up and releasing it over time. The good thing about that also is I can record a lot on the weekend when I have a bit more free time, and then actually release some updates over the week, since this channel has been kind of in death throes since my school year started again, as I have been getting pretty much crushed under the workload. Now, we don't want this battle cruiser, so that's kind of the end of the intro. We're going to get on with the company now. So as you can see, I was just kind of disbanding. I'm regrouping my naval forces, and I actually need to take this submarine. I like to keep them in Wilhelmshaven, so we'll take them over there. And the transports are off to my first colonial garrison spot to collect all those garrisons, because we're going to bring them back and upgrade them, which allows us to spend less manpower. And I think there's a couple other benefits with that too. I'm not really sure, although we might pay some more consumer goods by not just disbanding them now and then rebuilding them later, but it should save IC. So I believe it's rather than, yeah, but I think that's the only thing you save if you do upgrades. And you might not have to pay CG on them while they're upgrading, actually, or supplies. So yeah, it's nothing wrong with it, that's for sure. And it should lessen our time to get everything ready, which means we can get more troops built. Although the real constraint is manpower, because we need to have a reserve of that. So of course the plan is, what I'm trying to debate is whether or not I still want to try and trap the Russian forces in the Polish Salient, as I call it, as this is the Grand Duchy of Poland, this area here. Well, I'm not sure what it would have been called at this time point. This is kind of the Grand Duchy of Poland area. So I don't know if I want to still try and devote enough forces to actually cut them off, because it would help weaken them considerably, as you can usually trap a good 20 plus divisions in here, I would say. But since I'm not focusing on the Eastern Front like I have in the past when I've played this mod, although I didn't get the time to in the last playthrough. I will not have the same concentration of troops, but granted, I usually have an overkill level of troops, because what you really need is just enough troops to hold this line, and here you just need like 2 divisions per province, because I'm not planning on going on the offensive much, if at all. It's going to be kind of a Sitzkrieg over here. We're going to hopefully turn it into the opposite of how the war actually turned out. It'll be very static on the Eastern Front, at least for a while we quickly break through and have mobile warfare on the French front. Now, what would be really interesting is maybe thinking about actually taking some risky moves, so we could actually see some movement of the fronts instead of just like a slow push towards Paris. If, I could thrust here and the French could counter thrust up towards, Stuttgart, I guess, and Munich's down over here. So maybe hopefully they won't make it that far, but you kind of just need to see some actual movement instead of just me slowly rolling the French back. So I don't know what I'll do with that. Now I'm going to put this on prioritizing upgrades, because letting the computer react to your consumer goods is just more efficient. So I'll just keep it like that. And now, the grand strategy, like I said, we're going to take out France, then Russia. We're going to try and get Italy to join us. Although, the idea of recreating the Holy Roman Empire by reconquering Italy so we get these territories that used to be part of the HRE is not worth the effort of propping up the Austrians against the Italians. Although if we knocked out the French quick enough, but I can't count on that. So yeah, we're just going to try and get them to stay on our side. We'll let them be on the winning side. So we'll deal with that in a moment, but I'm going to tell you the grand strategy, so we'll do that. Hopefully the Ottomans will be helpful, because I've heard some people saying that the Ottomans have been quite successful in their games. Not in my experience, or in my experience playing as the Ottomans. It was somewhat difficult because you're just so undermanned the entire time, and I was propping up the Austrians up here because the Germans were getting pushed back by the Russians and stuff. But that's a whole other story. We're going to try and maintain a powerful navy, which will allow us to hopefully, at the very least, achieve naval dominance over the Baltic, and maybe even fight some battles with the British. And that will eventually allow us to attempt an invasion of the mainland UK, and or an invasion of the USA. We are hopefully going to leave the game with Germany in a complete position of unquestionable world supremacy. Whereas if we only quote-unquote, okay, no, I did that wrong. If we quote-unquote only controlled France and Russia, we would only be in a position of world dominance, but not unquestionable power, which is what I hope for. So we'll see what we can do in the timeline of the scenario, but that doesn't mean I will be focusing some on my ships. Now, I know it might be too late for you guys to give me input by the time you guys could give me input, because I already started playing some, but I'm planning on just building destroyers and battleships, just because I don't want to spend the extra leadership points to research anything else. And the problem is that the UK will raid my supply convoys, and although I won't have many, I'm at the very least going to take Denmark, because I need Greenland again so I can start building up Godthab for the invasion of the US. Although England, if we take England first, we will be able to hop over there as long as we get like the claims on some of these places. So maybe we don't. Well, I'll want to take Denmark anyways. But more importantly, the destroyers can fight convoys, which fight submarines which will raid our convoys, which at some point will happen. Whether or not we actually take the time to take Norway and or Sweden, I'm not sure. Don't really think it's worth it. They're just too icy non-dense. Too icy. I don't even know what is the opposite of dense. That's kind of awkward. I probably do know this word and I'm just blanking. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue playing some stuff. So I don't know. Let's see. We're going to go through the research now. So as you can see, we started out pretty well caught up and everything, which is good. I'm not sure yet whether I want to try and build some kind of exploitation divisions of cavalry and armored cars. We'll see about that. For now, I'm just going to work on the basic tech. So I'm going to get this because you can get some serious wonders on the Eastern Front, and even in Europe a bit, so that might be useful. Heavy artillery we will use to help crack some of the French positions. We'll have a few divisions with that, so we're going to need that. Escorts, our destroyers are up to date, so we have nothing to research right now, although submarine warfare could be useful. I'll research it. Alright, capital ships, we just need armament, and then aircraft is nothing. Industry, let's go with these. I'll kind of send them to the bottom of the queue. Let's see. Supply production is actually important. No. Did I put the wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. Now, secret, nothing yet. Theory, I'm not sure. I still haven't really found a point in these from my limited knowledge of the game. It doesn't really seem to be that important. You guys can tell me otherwise. There's always time to research them. Now, with these, we'll just be getting some of the basic ones. So we need infantry, tactics. We definitely want operational level organization. So we're going to get all three of these up to the top. It's probably better than the other ones we have down here too. And then we're also going to want large front and these guys, because you want everything that leads to some of these later on techs, because they are all quite nice. There are engineers. Let's get this then. We'll keep those at the bottom of the queue though. Tactical man structure. Yeah, let's get that at the bottom again. Whatever. We have plenty of leadership. We're not going to research all of this at once though. So to start off, we have plenty of officers. Yeah, I'm going to go with the no officers for now. Diplomacy, we need to influence Italy and nothing else really. The Ottoman Empire will come to us eventually. There's not really much we can do to help them in the First Balkan War. And there's no one else that we really need to drag towards us. So we'll just... thinking EU3, I just started right-clicking on them. Let's see. Influence nation. But the more important thing is getting our spies to bring them towards us. Which will take intelligence. First, we need to get our domestic spies good enough, though. Okay, yeah, like that. And then, important thing is Italy. Let's just do counter-espionage at first. Get them down to 0 so they won't interfere. And who else? Guess we'll start weakening the French, or we could. Do we really need to raise threat on them? I don't think so, because we can easily take out Denmark, and we'll probably have 0 neutrality closer to the war. Otherwise, we'll focus on that later. So France, well, let's get your counter-espionage down for now. All right, that's good on the intelligence front. Politics. Let's see. I believe tendency to drift due to internal factors is your ability to align yourself to someone, which does not matter. None of these things really matter when you are. This guy is good. I don't know. Ruling party support. Threat impact, I believe, is your impact on other countries from the threat you generate. Let's go with this guy, von Bieberstein. Leadership modifier. That is very good. I like these guys. And who else? Political intel. I'd rather just get an intelligence bonus. Yeah, espionage bonus. I try to find guys from my party, but I'm not seeing that. So that guy. I think we need manpower for now. So go with him. Wait, is there? Can't you get Hindenburg or something? Yeah, let's have him. He's got a better mustache. Okay, chief of the army, artillery practical. That is helpful because artillery takes longer. Yeah, let's stay with the artillery practical. But let's see if we can find someone from our party actually. There we go. Karl von Bülow. Something like that. And chief of the Air Force. Medium bombers. Well, if we build anything, it'll be that. So let's get you. Alright, so that's good. Now, mixed industry. This is something I was thinking about earlier. I don't really know. Nah. So right now we're doing only 13. It goes up to like 37 or something when you put it on mixed industry. I'll leave it as consumer goods for now. And yeah. Okay, so we have all these people, great. And now production. So let's see. The divisions we're going to be making are going to be... Oh, do we not have 4? Yeah, we just have 1. Okay. This presents a predicament. Now let's see. How early can you get... Superior firepower 1915. Okay, let's compare. Okay, so this is going to have for 16th. Okay, that's not really that important. Organization will be 28. That's going to be affected by a bunch of different stuff, though. The important things are the manpower it takes to create, which is where. How am I missing? Oh, down here. Yeah, 18 manpower. Wow, that is a lot. Okay, so that's not a good sign. So the width is, that's not really, okay, soft attack 10 to 1. These aren't all that important, but 10 to 1 and 13-7. Alright, whereas if we did this, it would be 12-3-1 and 10-5. Yeah, now I believe you want these to be as high as possible, so the infantry will make it take less damage. That's what these mean. As far as I'm aware, it's kind of like combat rules, and the higher your defensiveness or toughness is, then the less likely your guys are to get damaged in combat, whereas these will make them do more damage when they attack the enemy. And then air defense is not really that important for the Great War. On the other hand, it takes less or very similar less IC to do with artillery, and more importantly, less manpower. Not all that much less, but if we build 80 divisions and we save 5 manpower per division, that's 400 extra manpower, which is a big deal. And we're going to be building them as reserves for sure. I think I'm going to go with these divisions for now, and later we will see about, we'll probably just add an infantry brigade to them if we can. Now we need to see what these divisions all are. Are these guys reserve? They should be reserve units, right? Okay, no, they're not. These are not reserve units. Okay, so there's a lot of troops down in Munich. Jeez, 28 divisions. I'm really impressed that the supply system can handle it. Actually, when you have infrastructure level 10, it can transport a huge amount of supplies. It's like twice as much as level 9. But more importantly, these divisions, it seems like, are mostly going to be, these guys are reservists, but they're all going to be 2 infantry and 1 artillery. So we're going to be breaking off infantry, and right now we'll just be building a bunch of artillery. So let's assume they're all the same. We are going to need 45 artillery divisions. It's pretty safe to say they're going to be the same. Alright, so that'll be the first order of business. No, that's not where we need to be. Brigade attachments. Artillery. Go as reserves. And does that change the days? No. Makes sense. Alright. Yeah, alright, let's go. Great. So that's off to a good start, and we'll see about, after that we will have a bunch of divisions ready. Then actually, we're gonna need so much more artillery than that. We need we need 3 artillery for every division. Okay, so that'll get our initial divisions ready. Then we will double our number of divisions. Okay, so this is gonna take more math in the future. I don't want to deal with that right now. Let's see, what else can we do? No, not naval bases. I might want to keep some of those around, but I hate having the little things and you have units to deploy. So, it's dreadnoughts and pre-dreadnoughts. Okay, that's interesting. Actually, let's look at our navy first, and then we'll decide that. So I believe I'm ready to hit the play button. Alright. Speed 5. Now, let's see, trade offers. Okay, yeah, what do we do? We need metal. We need everything but energy, basically. The most important thing is rares, though. That will always be the most important. If they offer us rares, we'll take it. Energy for money. We have plenty of money. I'm going to decline that. Austria-Hungary. They are our ally. What is our surplus? Our surplus is pretty big. Okay, so let's actually look for some trade agreements before, and then we'll get ready for everything. Okay, diplomacy screen. Majors. Who has rares? Russia has a lot of rares. Trade agreement. I can buy your rares. Lots of them. Tons of them. All of them. Wow. Nope, not 24, 23. Okay. And French. Do you want to give me some rares? You know you want to. Nope. Okay, how about America? We should have